Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage your master of ceremonies for the evening, Kevin King.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kevin King. Happy to be here. They've asked me to share a very important announcement with you at this time. The many requests that are made to fulfill the expectations from the first moment that you even consider the time that it takes to create the obligation, because of the low barrel tape and send backs around the corner when they have its own way for all the ones to get involved, because the handle over set up next to the height of them, ladies and gentlemen, get turned over on the side after the framed cap legs keeping in touch with them every single night before it was all gone. But I didn't know if the home belt cushions that always attracted trouble get 2 full sets of prints before they make a deal with FreedomFest. And in that case, they agreed filling in drop sign loads to get together in a convenient location for always being apart, but they created more confusion on meter direct covers with a filler that even causes a reaction may not succeed if they put pressure on them. Is there anybody listening? Say yeah. Woo! All right, I was just seeing if you're awake. Anybody understand that? Hi, guys. How you doing? The marijuana section right here, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a big hand, yeah. How you guys doing? Hey, does anybody know anything about computers? Do you have one of those tablets? Kindle Fire. Does anybody have a Kindle Fire? Say yes. Was that a yes? Oh, I heard a yes over here. I think mine's broken. Kindle Fire. I don't think it's supposed to do this, is it? Kindle Fire. See, we're doing jokes now. Ow, dadgummit. Why am I doing this? All right, we got your attention now, maybe. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce our first speaker here. I don't know why I'm having to read this, but Steve Forbes. You all know him. You love him. He's the editor-in-chief of Forbes magazine and co-ambassador of FreedomFest. His new book, Reviving America, How Repealing Obamacare, Replacing the Tax Code, and Reforming the Fed Will Restore Hope and Prosperity. It came out last December. It was co-authored by Elizabeth Ames. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Mr. Steve Forbes. Here he comes. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Kevin. I learned as a youngster not to play with fire. Let Prometheus do that. But I've been asked tonight to say a few words. I don't know why, but I will say thank you to Mark and Joanne. Let's give them a round of applause. And their theme of reviving freedom is a profound one. As we've discussed during this conference, it is a mistake to defend free markets, liberty, capitalism, free enterprise, whatever name you want to give to it, by just saying that it's efficient. It works because it appeals to the better angels of our nature. It brings out the best in people, not the worst. And as we've made the point, in terms of human behavior, which is now all blamed on capitalism, anything that goes wrong, it's capitalism, I've got news for them. If you just pick up the Bible and read about how people behaved thousands of years ago, you'll realize that the underside of human nature, people doing bad things, long preceded Adam Smith and the Wealth of Nations. Just make that clear. But one of the attributes of free markets is the rapid spread of information. If it looks like people like something, the word gets around very quickly. iPads, iPhones, Samsung, and others quickly follow suit. Oh, we got a better device. And one good example is in healthcare, as we discussed here. Healthcare in this country does not have real free markets. And a good example is how long it takes for a breakthrough to become common throughout the country. Up to 7 to 10 years. That's how slow it is. Whereas in other parts of the market, it is rapid. Just give one example, real-life example. Mammograms, detecting early breast cancer. Do you realize in terms of mammograms that they work? And this came out of a study from the Mayo Clinic. They're very nice for about 55% of women. But for women who have dense tissue, it doesn't work very well. There's now a breakthrough called MBI, molecular breast imaging. And when you go to your physician the next time, insist on the MBI if you have dense tissue. They'll say, oh, we've got things, we can do three-dimension mammograms. Say, no, you want the MBI. You may have to pay for it. Typical mammogram is $170. This will cost about $570. Now, in a normal free market, that $570 in a couple of years would go down to $57. But in terms of the government-dominated healthcare market, it'll probably be $1,570. But the thing is, this thing where mammograms with women with dense tissue, 30% detecting early breast cancer. With MBI, it's over 90. Huge breakthrough. But how many people know about it? Not enough. And so this is why free markets are to be cherished, because they get that critical information out. You see it in other areas. You see it in other areas. And so in terms of reviving freedom, it is critical that we continue the fight on a moral basis, not on the idea, well, it works, so accept its shortcomings. One of the things that happens when you get capitalism, and John Mackey pointed this out in his debate on socialism with the socialists. John Mackey pointed out it turns what seems like self-interest into true altruism. You do something, and you not only are helping yourself, you're helping others. And one of the things that the left refuses to recognize, this guy who opposed Mackey in the debate, I sort of felt sorry for him. Not. They make the point that people create things not out of a lust for money, but out of other things. And that's true for many of them. They do it because they love it. They want to express their ideas, make them reality. But then if you have a great idea, you have to have capital to make it happen. So if you don't allow capitalism, these ideas just remain dreams. That's what these professors don't get. That's what they don't understand. It's about capital. And one of the things that economists have been very poor at explaining is the role of profit. And in that debate, this professor from Yale, shows how the great universities have fallen, but that's another subject for another time. He used the word surplus in sort of a derogatory sense. Surplus as sort of taking more than what was just. Marx made a whole fetish of this. Surplus, profit. And even classical economists didn't really understand profit. Because they believed in perfect competition, because they believed in equilibrium, and therefore, if you have perfect competition, you don't have profit because everything is down to its raw cost. Even Ricardo and John Stuart Mill fell in that trap. Schumpeter realized it's not equilibrium, it's constantly changing. And when Schumpeter talked about creative destruction, a phrase we all use now, he hit on why we need profit. Yes, it tells you what people want, gives good signals, but profit is not surplus. Profit is not excess. Profit is a cost of doing business in terms of a free market. Because with constant change, the destruction part, in a vibrant free market, you're always destroying capital. You see it in the print industry, where I came from. 20 years ago, the New York Times bought the Boston Globe and a handful of other newspapers for $1.2 billion. Sold them a short time ago for barely $200 million. $1 billion of capital gone. Now, with the New York Times, that may not be such a sad thing. But when you go throughout the economy, the need, the resources to finance, the constant experiments, the failures, the inevitable failures that make possible new knowledge, the ability for us to get ahead because we're constantly experimenting, getting that new knowledge, what works, what doesn't work, taking what doesn't work, but there are pieces of it that have applicability for the future. That's a huge source of consuming capital. So it's not a surplus, it's the lifeblood of making it possible for a dynamic economy to work. If you destroy capitalism, you destroy progress. The juice is not there to replace destroyed capital. And we see it today. It stagnates. And stagnation leads to ugly politics. So the bottom line is, and we have to emphasize this, and I can't emphasize it enough, let's get away from the idea that capitalism works, free markets work. Yes, they do. But we have to explain why they work. About meeting the needs and wants of other people. About inspiring people to be creative, innovative. And the wonderful thing is, their success is our success. And the more the government is involved, the less progress we have, the more tyranny we have. Uncle Sam has now become Uncle Tyrant, but with your help, getting that message out there, and Mark and Joanne bringing us together where we can brainstorm, hear things, debate things, is an example of why I remain an optimist. Unlike you, my dinner tonight was free. So I think Mark and Joanne are doing great stuff. My Scottish blood loves this. But it goes beyond the free steak. What they have done and our being here is a tribute why we're going to turn this thing around and do so in a way that is going to confound the left. They're the ones who are greedy. They're the ones who are crushing humanity. They're the ones who are suppressing those who, as Lincoln put it, wanted to improve their lot in life. So let's enjoy and be merry tonight and go out and get that message out there so when we meet again, I'll not only get a free steak, but all of you will get caviar, gold coins, and anything you desire. Let's enjoy tonight. We got a lot of work ahead, but do so with a sense of happiness. Thank you.
Hey, hey. Boom. Steve Forbes, everybody, what do you think? Let him know. Let him know. Thank you, Mr. Forbes. Hey, $1 section. Got a parting gift for you. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, what does it look like I'm holding in front of your eyeballs at this present time? Is the fact that I'm speaking English a problem? Why are you all staring at me like a dog watching a ceiling fan? I have a newspaper. It's real. It's part of the physical world. You can see it. You can hear it. But what I'm about to do with it is not real. It is simply an illusion, not a trick, but an illusion. I'm going to manipulate the paper in such a way to create the illusion in your mind that it's being torn. Does it look like it's being torn? That's good. That means the illusion is working. Listen to the tearing noise. Listen. Does that sound real? That's the audible part of the illusion. All I'm doing is making a tearing noise in the back of my throat like a ventriloquist. And if you believe that, you'll also believe there'll be a Richard Simmons Jr. someday, but that's a different story altogether. Be nice. Be nice. What is wrong with you people over there? Watch the pieces, ladies and gentlemen. Watch the torn edges. This is the part of the illusion where I put all of these pieces back together into the very same paper that we started with just a moment ago. Oh, now he's good. Now he's good. Go ahead, I'll wait. Go ahead, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Thank you, thank you. don't care for you people. Ladies and gentlemen, next up, great guy. You're going to like him. He's the head writer for the We the Internet TV and co-host of the political comedy podcast Unsafe Space. Everybody, give it up for Lou Perez. Here he comes. Come on out, Lou.
Thank you so much. Is this thing on? There we go. Whew. I had no idea there was going to be black magic on this stage. I'm very scared right now. Thank you guys so much. This is my first FreedomFest, and I just have to say, you guys have made a dream come true. It is every stand-up comic's dream to follow Steve Forbes. Thank you so much. Unbelievable. I have to say, though, Steve, you stole my mammogram bit. I was going to open with that, but then you did this. No, thank you guys so much. I love to have a reason to dress up. I don't normally wear jeans, so this was terrific. Look at all you people are just wonderful looking and all that. I got a beard, for those of you who are looking at the monitors. I got a beard. I got to be really careful with my beard, though, guys, because if I let it grow too long, I start to look like the creepy guy who's too old to be hanging out at the skate park. You know the guy? He's like, hey, you kids want me to buy you some beer or teach you how to kiss? Like, I started looking like that guy. And you don't want to look like that guy, sir. You don't want to look like you. That's right. That's it. He's there. It's my boy. It's my buddy right there. He's been taking pictures of you all week. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. This is like a really cool time for me. I'm the son of an immigrant. My dad, he worked so hard, and he taught me the value of hard work. And he's a business owner, and I plan to live off of his hard work for as long as I can. Fantastic, thank you. I didn't pay for my meal either, so awesome, wonderful. I'm from New York originally, and I moved to Los Angeles a few years ago to act, to follow my real dream of being in a commercial. That's, like altruism, And I have an agent and all that, and I find it kind of weird that recently my agent has been sending me out for the role of Hispanic dad, which, is that the vibe I'm giving you guys right now? And I kind of get it because my last name is Perez, but I like to describe myself as conveniently Latino. I don't care about being Latino unless it's like the World Cup or I'm stealing your scholarships. Then I'm not Lou Perez, I am Luis Perez. Nice to meet you. Someone here didn't get into NYU because Luis took your spot. Right on. But I do wonder, what does that commercial sound like in their head that they're sending me out for? Is it like, we are a proud people. For decades we have suffered injustice. My son, Manuelito, has witnessed it firsthand. In my shirt is stained with the blood of my comrades. But we are united tonight, and the tide is turning thanks to Tide Ultra Stain Release. Más gris si se puede. Thank you. There's a wave of laughter. I'm just waiting to hit me. It's a very big room. I sound very loud and powerful. It's scary. The one cool thing about going out on these auditions and stuff is that I get to audition with kids, and I don't know if you guys know what it feels like to stumble into a room filled with children who all have their shit together and you don't. Like, seriously, I'm coming in hungover, like, anybody want to go over lines with me? Like, no, keep your kids away from this man. And last week, I had this audition, and the casting director comes out, and he said, reading for the role of Dad, we have Lou Perez, and reading for the role of Son, Jamal Robinson. And I turn around, and it's like the cutest little black boy I've ever seen. He's like 6 years old. And we both walk into the room, and I'm like, there's no way we're both booking this. This is way too much backstory for a Wendy's commercial. Please, I need a Frosty for my black son. Like, it's just, it's just that sort of thing. Do we have any dads in the audience? I saw some cute babies in the back. Awesome. Yeah, look at that. Just one guy who's willing to admit that he's a dad. That's fantastic. Way to be Pride. Yeah, way to go, Pride. No, that's wonderful for you, sir. That's great. Something that I learned here at FreedomFest is just how important family is. The family structure is just so important. When you're a kid, when you're an adult, having that support is so important. And I have a buddy of mine who's 30 years old, and he just met his biological father for the first time. It's a sad story, guys. This is when I go into motivational speech mode. So when he was a baby, his biological father left him to go live on the other side of the country, and after 30 years, they finally met up. And I had the obvious question, what the hell's this guy been doing for 30 years? And my friend's like, he's been raising Portuguese water dogs. So instead of raising my friend, this guy was raising puppies. And I thought that was the most messed up thing I'd ever heard in my life. But then I Googled Portuguese water dogs, and they are way cooler than my friend. Oh my God, have you seen these dogs? They are gorgeous. They have this long, curly black hair. My friend's been going bald since he's 12. And these dogs, they're magnificent. They're trained by Portuguese fishermen to jump into the water and herd fish into fishermen's nets. My friend doesn't even know how to swim. He almost drowned at the beach 2 weeks ago. Terrible. And what's amazing is this guy sells them for $3,000 a pop, which means that unlike my friend, they're actually wanted. You come on, free marketers. There is a market for these dogs. There is not a market for Gary. I'm telling you, I love my friend. I love Gary, but he is not a Portuguese water dog. The Obamas have 2 of these dogs. I know you don't like the Obamas, but the dog is amazing, okay? They're incredible dogs. And they're hard. You got to breed them and stuff. If you want to make Gary, it's pretty easy. All you need is like a 6-pack of Schlitz, and you're good. 9 months, 7 months, he's a little preemie. You got him. You got him. Very easy to make. But he was all upset. Gary was all upset with me. He's like, oh, come on, man. I know he left me and all, but he's still my bio dad. And I'm like, what'd you call him? Bio dad? Don't do that. Don't make this guy sound cooler than he is. He's not a comic book character. He's not a superhero with an origin story. It's not like, sorry I had to leave you, son, but I was caught in a nuclear explosion that gave me superhuman irresponsibility. My only weakness is paying child support. Bio dad away, and he flies out of his life one more time in a Toyota Camry, like that. Guys, thank you so much, Freedom Fest, for the time, the love. I hope to see you all again next year. It'd be fantastic. Thank you. Really appreciate it. I'm Lou Perez. Thanks.
Lou Perez, what'd you think? Let him know. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people say, Kevin, how do you do the things you do? My friends say, Kevin, why do you do the things you do? Some people say, hey, can you teach me a quick trick? I say, yes, but wait until the show. I'll teach everyone one trick, the same trick, so you can all go home and do it for whoever's not here with you tonight. Saves a lot on that individual instruction. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody go home. Get a big card about 10 inches by 6 inches. Take a silver dollar, place it in the center, color around the silver dollar. Then color in the circle. You have one spot on this side. Make 4 on this side, 3 on this side, 6 on this side. What? One more time. Make 1 spot here, make 4 here, make 3 here, and 6 here. Then you put the card away because you only do it twice. If you do it 2 or 3 more times, people are going to say, oh, I see now. Whenever I say there's 1 on this side, you got to keep it simple here. Whenever I say there's 1, there's really 2 on this side. You keep 1 under the hand. Okay? Whenever I say, there he goes. Whenever I say there's 4 on this side, there's really 5. You just cover 1 with the hand. Okay? Whenever I said there were 3 on this side a moment ago, A moment ago you saw one, now you see two, but I say three. And if you go quickly and smoothly enough, your friends will say, yeah, there's 3 spots there. But no, it's a blank space. Same thing on this side. A moment ago you saw 4. Now you see 5, but I said 6, and if you go with a nice steady cadence and confidence and conviction, they'll say, yeah, there's 6 spots. Plus, I believe people subconsciously think of the face of a die, 2 rows of 3. You know what a die is, right? Singular for dice. This is educational as well as monotonous. Okay, 2 rows of 3, blank space, there's only 5 spots. Whenever I said there were 3 on this side, how many of you believed me? How many of you saw 3 spots? Raise your hand if you saw 3 spots. A couple of you out there, okay. Whenever I said there were 6 on this side, talk to me. Anyone see 6 spots? Raise your hand. Couple, okay. We still have 3 on this side. Up until now, it's a simple trick. When you start seeing more spots, ladies and gentlemen, you need to get your eyes checked. And so now you know the trick. Give yourselves a hand. Go ahead, bang your hands together real loud. Go ahead. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is the founding director of the Anthem Film Festival, the world's only film festival dedicated to supporting filmmakers who create short and full-length documentaries and narrative films with libertarian themes. Please welcome Joanne Skousen. Here she is.
Thank you. I think it's very appropriate that we're seeing a star for Humphrey Bogart back here on our backdrop because, as you know, I've been channeling Lauren Bacall all week. Today I've been doing this just so I can get to this moment where I could actually talk tonight and be able to give these awards. How many of you came to see the films this year? I think they were the best films we've ever had, and people have told me that over and over again this week, and I'm so proud of the filmmakers and proud of everyone who was a part of Anthem this year. I want to start just by recognizing the people who helped me for months in getting ready. I'd like to recognize, first of all, Anthem Vault, Cynthia and Anthem Blanchard. They are sponsors. They are sponsoring the award for original music. If you'd stand, they'll be sponsoring that award later on tonight. I'd also like to recognize Gary Burnett, who's my programmer. He represents all of you. When I get a little too tied up in the films and I can't tell after a while whether it's good or not, he helps me know whether it's a film that you, the audience, will enjoy. And sometimes he says, you know, Joanne, just put a Band-Aid on your heart. This one isn't going to make it. And other times he says, this is great. Yes, of course we should use this. So I appreciate his help, Gary. I don't know if you're standing because I can't see anything out there. Gary Alexander has been with me from the very beginning. He was he was my judge at our very first season, and he also has been a programmer for me. I'm not sure where he is. And then Bob Bowden was the winner of our first FreedomFest Grand Prize, and he's been a judge ever since. I appreciate him because he has the libertarian values, and also he's a filmmaker, so he brings both of those to the table. We also have Naomi Brockwell is new as a judge this year. Naomi joined us this year. She works with Fox. She's been with MPI. She also knows film and libertarian values. And then rounding it out is our Hollywood's biographer. He's written over 25 books on Hollywood celebrities. He's a wonderful writer, and he's been to Freedom Fest for many years. Mark Elliott, if he could stand. Mark really helps us know the filmmaking values. His is not the political influence, but the quality of the productions, and so I really appreciate him, and I love getting together. We always get together in June and talk about the films, and it's a great time. So now we're going to go ahead and talk about, we're going to give the awards. First we'll start with the short narrative category. And we have an award for the best overall, and then we also like to recognize the film that demonstrates the excellence in filmmaking, and also the film that really demonstrates the best libertarian values, because that's what we're all about. And it's already happening. So the award for best libertarian values for short narrative goes to Matthew Shevchuk for The Return. Is Matthew here? Matthew is an alum from Anthem. Matthew's an Anthem alum and won the best short narrative last year, so I'm really proud of him to be back with this wonderful film about slavery in the world today.
Thank you very much to Joanne, to FreedomFest, to all the other filmmakers, not only for giving us a place to show these films, but also for filling it with a lot of great ideas that we need to get out there into the marketplace of all the film ideas. The Return is a film about a Filipino housemaid who was, and based on a true story, she was held captive by a family in Orange County. Modern slavery is a thing that is going on all across our world. And I think we as libertarians, though we talk a lot about the free market, economics, if we stay true to our principles, it's slavery, something like that goes on today that we really want to keep in the front of our minds, because it's the vigilance of normal people like you. This woman was saved by a mailman who was observant enough to know that something was going wrong. So it's people like you who can see the beleaguered, the overworked, the tired, and say something that can help them to get rescued. So thank you very much for the award. We have DVDs up in the front. If you didn't get to see the movie, I'd love to say hi to you and let you check it out. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Matthew. The award for excellence in filmmaking for short narrative goes to a beautiful little film that asks us to change our perspective on our lives. It was beautifully made and beautifully, the story is wonderful. It's a Spanish film by Javier Navarro. He's not able to be here because he's in Spain, but it goes to a film called I've Just Had a Dream. And I'll send his trophy to him. And the award for Best Short Narrative goes to a wonderful, wonderful film, wonderful production values, wonderful acting, important theme, and it goes to everything because it has everything. Kramer? The director is Daniel Hanna, but he couldn't be here, so the producer, Kramer, will be here to accept the award.
Well, Joanne, thank you, and thank you for pulling together such a magnificent event. This is the first award we've received for this film, so it's going to hold a very special place for us. As Steve Forbes said a short while ago, our job in this movement is to make the moral case for the marketplace. That's exactly what this film does. It's all about compensating bone marrow donors as a way of getting more donors into the bone marrow donor pool, and then encouraging people to show up when called upon, because about 50% of people who are actually a bone marrow donor match don't show up, and oftentimes that's for financial reasons. So offering nominal compensation can change that. So we hope that this is a film that not only changes minds, but actually saves lives. So thank you all so much. Thank you.
Our award for, now we're going to turn to the short documentary category, and our award for Best Libertarian Values goes to a film that reminds us that it's not always about fighting the government. Sometimes it's just about being left alone to live your life the way you want to live it, however that is. It goes to a brand new filmmaker we discovered this year, John McDonald, for Mule, Living on the Outside.
Was I the last entry in the film festival? Didn't I call you like 1 hour before the final deadline?
He did. He was the very last one. He called me up. He says, I have this film. I'm thinking about submitting it. And I said, well, you're too late. And he said, well, let me tell you about it. And I said, okay, send it.
Yeah. So anyway, even before she saw it, she liked the story. It's about a man who's been traveling with his 3 mules for 32 years. And it's really about a movie about freedom, the freedom of movement, the freedom about living the life you want to live, even if it doesn't conform with the rest of the norm. And I'm hope to maybe come back next year or even 5 years, whenever I get it done, and show the final feature-length version of the film. Thank you.
The next award for excellence in filmmaking was kind of a difficult one. We had 2 that really could have made it, and we finally decided to go with the one that was extremely creative. It's a short documentary, but it presents the, well, I'll just tell you because the filmmaker's not here. It's People Like Us by Tina Garavi. She's in London and wasn't able to come. But it's a wonderful film that is very creative in the way it tells the story, the problem of people who have been wrongfully convicted. And even after they get out, their lives are so damaged by it. And so that goes to People Like Us by Tina Garavi. And we'll mail that one also. And then our award for Best Short Documentary goes to Matthew and Thomas LaCastro for Seized. It's a film about civil asset forfeiture. This is a film about civil asset forfeiture, which is basically a license to steal. And the more we bring these stories to light, the sooner we can have them stop. And so I'm really proud of this film.
Thank you so very much. My brother's going to kill me that he's not here with me right now. He was holding down the fort back in D.C., preparing this film to actually be shown on TV and on circa.com next week. So everyone, if they didn't get a chance to watch it, can go to circa.com, and it'll be launching this Monday when Circa airs as a competitor to Vice. And we hope to get a national broadcast as well with sponsorship to 42 million homes.
Congratulations. Oh, we had so many great feature documentaries this year, and we had standing room only at every one of them. It was such a great year for feature docs. The award for Best Libertarian Ideals goes to a heartbreaking film called Of Dogs and Men by Patrick Riesenover and Daniel Hanna. Is Patrick here? Is Patrick here? He's not here. Okay, I will give him that one, and I'll give him a piece of my mind, too, for not being here. I mean, after all, these are the awards. And the film, the award for excellence in filmmaking, of course, my notes just decided to go away. My mind is gone, and of course I know, oh, how can I not know this? This is the most wonderfully made film, and it's full of wonderful actors and it goes to Ted Balaker for Can We Take a Joke?
Like Woody Allen said, 90% of life is showing up, right? And sorry, Patrick. I know there are a lot of other things going on, so I'm going to limit my remarks to 30 minutes. So anyway, the first idea I had for the film was way back. No, I'm just kidding. It's a very perilous time for free speech, and I thank Joanne so much, Courtney, my co-conspirator, and I love you. We love everything you do for the movement and for film. Thank you so much. Thank you to our distributor, Samuel Goldwyn Films. This will be available. You can see it in limited release in theaters on July 29th and on demand on August 2nd in North America and Europe. Check it out at canwetakeajoke.com and keep laughing. Thank you very much.
The award for best documentary that my judges chose goes to Deep Web, Alex Winter. Alex is not here, but I think, but Lynn Albrecht is here, and she's going to accept the award. on his behalf. I was disappointed Alex didn't come because he was Bill in Bill and Ted's.
Well, I'm really accepting this for Alex Winter, who's the director of this movie. Many people asked us to be in documentaries about my son, Ross Ulbricht's case, which is now an appeal. We're fighting for his freedom and for the virtues of freedom and fair trials. And we picked Alex because he's someone who's committed to truth and not to sensationalism. And he turned down a lot of money for other deals because he wanted to do it his way. And we're really grateful for the way that he portrayed it, and to Joanne for giving us this opportunity and for caring about people who are wrongly incarcerated and your work with that. So thank you very much.
Now we have 4 very special awards coming up: the Anthem Vault Award, the Audience Awards, and then the Freedom Fest Grand Prize. So Cynthia and Anthem, come on up.
Hi, good evening. This award is for the Best Original Score. It is the brainchild of my wife, co-founder, COO of Anthem Vault, Cynthia. Music touches us all. It's a universal language. It's something that everyone can understand, and it's a subtlety. So we thought it was really appropriate to award the movie that we thought best helped to augment the movie with music. And that the film that we chose was Of Dogs and Men. So the original composer is David Bateman.
He's really gonna get it.
It's really an incredible, I know it won another award, just to give a little kind of preface on it. It really touches about inhumane killing of dogs and really unconstitutional warrantless searches. So, and really the effect that has. So I think, dogs, again, not being human, music not being traditional language, but yet we were both bawling our eyes out. And I think I really can just, if you really want to touch freedom at the core and really start breaking some walls, watch this movie, Of Dogs and Men. So congratulations.
Yes. Oh, well, then let's give it to him.
My name is Kerry Hansel. I'm a lawyer who represented some of the victims in the film. And I've got to tell you, Patrick and Oz did such an amazing job with this movie. I'm incredibly embarrassed to be up here and didn't know I would be thanking my table mate for that later. But everyone should see this film. There wasn't a dry eye in the place. It's about unjustified police shootings of canines. It's about the fact that we as a society in America have an opportunity to stand up, like each and every one of you is standing up here today by your presence, to make a real difference in the world, whether it's legislatively, whether it's through the civil justice system, whether it's through your vote, whether it's through Mr. Forbes' idea of capitalism, whether it's through having your voice be heard. So thank each and every one of you, and thank you for putting on a wonderful event, wonderful festival. Thank you.
Now, the Audience Choice Awards are your awards. You tear your names off of or you tear the number on the ballots, and you have to do it over and over and over again for all my films, and then I have to tabulate it, which takes forever. And then we divide by the number of people who saw it. So it's not who it's not, doesn't go to the film that had the most people in attendance, but we add up the numbers, divide by the number of people who were there, and so that's how it's done. And I'm just going to do both of them at the same time. The Audience Choice Award for the Best Documentary goes to Deep Web, and the one for Best Narrative goes to Everything. And now, for the Freedom Fest Grand Prize, this goes to a film. We always want to choose a film that is excellent in the way it's made, that represents libertarian values, that also represents the theme of the year, which this year is Freedom Rising. We had so many deserving films this year, but to me, freedom begins with the freedom to think and the freedom to speak. And the film that I think was the most important film in our festival this year, despite all these wonderful films that were so important, if we don't have the freedom to think and the freedom to say what we think, we don't have freedom. So the Freedom Fest Grand Prize this year goes to Ted Balaker for Can We Take a Joke?
Thank you so much, Joanne. I wasn't expecting this, but I guess I get another 30 minutes now, right? We are in very perilous times when it comes to freedom of speech. If we as libertarians can't even get our ideas in front of people to be evaluated fairly, we'll never have a chance to advance freedom. So I really hope that each and every one of you will stand up against the outrage mob as we describe it in the film, and stand up for comedy and stand up for free speech. Thank you, Joanne, and thank you, Anthem, and thank you, Freedom Fest, and thank you, Courtney.
And thank you all for coming to the films. I can't wait to see what we have next year for you. Enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you, Joanne. Are you all having the time of your life? Yeah, I am. Did y'all get this at all? Did you get the Kindle Fire thing? I'm talking to this table right here. They're all looking at me like a cow staring at AstroTurf. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's a saying that goes, people will not remember what you said, people will not remember what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. This next bit that I'm about to do is one of those things 20 years from now you'll be talking about. You won't remember my name, anything else I did. You may say something, he had something with fire. This is the one thing you will remember. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone within the sound of my voice, do not take your eyes off the center of the hypnotic wheel. I'm serious. Don't look away. Don't talk to your neighbors. Don't glance at the servers, whatever. Just continue to look at the center of the hypnotic wheel. I'll count backwards from 10 to 1. Whenever I hit 1, I'll tell you what to do. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Do not look away. Continue to look at the center of the hypnotic wheel. 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone, look at my face. Did you see it? Tell me what happened. Sorry, you people in the cheap seats, you probably can't see it. Hey, it may work on look at the IMAG screen there. I'll go the other way. Could you see the head growing? Talk to me. Yes? I've never seen dead people like this sitting up before. This is amazing. Everybody stare at the center of the hypnotic wheel. I'll tell you what to do. Do not look away. Don't talk to your friends. Continue to stare. I'll count backwards from 10 to 1. Look at the IMAG screen. That might help. Big screen. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. I'm going the opposite direction here. Don't look away. 4, 3, 2. Continue to look for a few more seconds. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Look at my face now. Come on, is that neat or what? I do that by myself in the bathroom, just staring at myself in the mirror going, man, this is like groovy. This is like groovy. Ladies and gentlemen, you all know her, you all love her. She's the conference director for FreedomFest. You know her, I love her. Valerie Durham, make her welcome to the stage right now. Valerie Durham, here she comes.
Hello, all my dear, wonderful Freedom Festers. Thank you so much for being here at Freedom Fest 2016. Give yourselves a round of applause. So it has been my great delight and pleasure to be technically running the show, but I have to say, without all of our attendees, our speakers, our sponsors, none of Freedom Fest would happen. So I wanted to start tonight by acknowledging and thanking our sponsors for the banquet tonight, who are the Anthem Film Festival, the Moving Picture Institute, Encore Energy, High Gravity Resources, the donors and benefactors for Chapman University students, Reason Foundation, and the Tax Revolution Institute. Can we give them a round of applause, please? So I just want you to really take a notice of how many people come together to make this event work. First of all, I wanted to acknowledge our speakers. So anyone out in the audience who was part of a panel, a debate, a breakout session, a standalone speech, if you spoke at Freedom Fest this year, can you stand up and be acknowledged? Look at all these brilliant people we have coming from all over the world to share with us what they know about economics, politics, finance, education, healthcare, healthy living, science, technology, history, philosophy. We have so many amazing speakers, and I know you had a great time hearing from all of them. Did you have a hard time choosing between all the different breakout sessions that we had? Like this one or 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 this one. So remember, Harold, my cousin Harold will love this. Remember, you can buy audio recordings through the website if you missed something you wanted to see. I also wanted to share that my father, Mark Skousen, is going to be talking a little bit about next year, which is going to be really exciting. So next year's going to be our 10th anniversary. And I also wanted to ask if we have any attendees here who have been here more than five times over the past 10 years, if you could stand up and be acknowledged. Great. 6 years, 7 years, 8, 9. Is anyone here who has been to all Freedom Fest besides you, Dad and Mom? You've been to all of them. Anyone else? Yes, all right. Big round of applause. Yay! That is awesome. Well, I wanted to thank you all again so much for being here, for being a part of Freedom Fest. I have the great honor of working with so many of you, and thank you for putting up with all my inconsistencies and difficulties, but also for being there to bring so much for our attendees and to each other. The grand vision of Freedom Fest is that we are a place where everyone who has a concern for the liberty movement can come together to network and share. And I don't think it's a coincidence that when my dad started this as FeeFest back in 2002 and then as Freedom Fest in 2007, that since then we have seen such a beautiful rise in the popularity and the power of the liberty movement. So thank you to all of you, and I hope to see you all back here next year. Thank you so much.
Hi and bye. Hey, I'm back. Joanne's got another award because I just messed up, but I really didn't. I made that part up. Hey, Joanne, are you coming back? Got another award?
I am so upset at myself. We have a brand new category this year that we haven't done before, and I just lost it. As you can tell, I haven't had a good week. this year, you know, so often really deserving films don't get awards because judges tend to go for the more serious films than the comedies. And I've noticed that happen at the Oscars. I've noticed it happen at Anthem. So I decided to create a new category, Best Libertarian Comedy. And that goes to David Thoreau for Love Gov, From First Date to Mandate. I am so sorry that I messed up.
Well, this is a surprise. Joanne is someone I've admired for many, many years, as well as Mark. I want to thank the people who made this film possible, especially our friends at Emergent Order. John Papalo and his entire team made this possible. And I think that what we've done is we've been able to explore a new approach to connecting with millions of people, especially young people, in this case, millennials. The series is on YouTube, for those of you interested. It's a 5-part video series aimed at millennials. We think it is funny. I hope you'll enjoy it. What we entered in this film festival was a supercut, and we hope you'll enjoy that as well. So thank you very much.
That's great. That's great. One more hand for Joanne and all of the award winners. Everybody, let them hear it. Are you having a good time? Let me hear it. Talk to me. Are you really? Are you in a good mood? Everybody in a good mood? I'm in a good mood too. I don't know. It might be the medication. I was in such a good mood about 2 days ago. I heard a knock at the door. It was a Jehovah's Witness. I said, "Come on in, buddy." I fixed him something to drink. I said, "You want a sandwich?" He said, "No." I said, "What do you want to talk about?" He said, "I don't know. I've never gotten this far." Hey, I've got a new friend, Nicole. Where are you? Nicole's somewhere around here. My friend Nicole. Are you coming, Nicole? Hi, Nicole. Where's Nicole? Way over there. No. Hi, Nicole. Yell at me. Say you're coming and forward. Here they come. Nicole and friend. I haven't met friend yet, but Nicole's my friend. Bang your hands together. Make them welcome as they boogie up here to the stage. And boy, it's big-time show business right now. Ladies and gentlemen, have you all ever heard that the hand is quicker than the eye? Say something. I don't know if it's true. You tell me. Maybe, maybe not. Hi, Nicole. What's your friend's name? Hi, Kelsey. Nicole, you come stand over here. I tell you what, we'll back everything up here. We're going to spread this out. It's going to look like big-time show business. I have a piece of Leon Spink's dental floss here. We're going to try something with it. See, only you old people remember that. You have no clue who Leon Spinks was. No, sir. Hey, Kelsey, hang on to the end of this piece of fat string. This is an ordinary piece of rope like you would find in any bedroom in Las Vegas. Be nice. Stop it. Be nice. Be nice. Girls, listen carefully to the instructions. No tug of war, but get a nice firm grip on the end of the rope. Nice firm grip. Hold it up about eyeball level, maybe at the top of your head, something like that. Can you all see, even way back in the cheap seats? You all can see clearly, right? Ladies and gentlemen, from your perspective, is the rope in front of me or behind me? I'm going to make it appear behind me in the blink of an eye. Don't take it. No, maybe not. All right, we know where it is. It's behind me. You're going to like this. Ladies and gentlemen, don't take your eyes off my waist. Pull, girls, pull. Kelsey, Nicole. Oh, come on. Did that look okay? It's over. That's it. That's all you had to do. Give Kelsey, Nicole a big hand. Thank you, girls. See you in a little bit. Thank you, girls. I just needed a hand there. Did that look okay? Seriously, because I've never done that in front of a live audience before. I've just been doing it by myself in the bathroom saying, that looks good. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not into cliches, but this one is very fitting. This man needs no introduction. The founder of Freedom Fest. Here he is, Mark Skousen. Make him welcome.
Well, I think we had a little bit of magic this year at Freedom Fest. This being an election year, we discovered rather late that Freedom Fest was organized just a few days before the Republican National Convention. And sure enough, as we approached Freedom Fest, a lot of our top media people decided they weren't going to come to Freedom Fest. So we don't have C-SPAN here. We didn't have Fox News. Stossel didn't come. We were really worried that Freedom Fest would not be a big success. In fact, just a month ago, we only had 1,200 people signed up. But today, we have 2,136 people at Freedom Fest this year. Very close to a record. So it's pretty tremendous. And I love what one of the attendees, I always get attendees who come up and describe to me in just one phrase what Freedom Fest is all about. And one person came up to me and he said, you know what Freedom Fest is? It's Liberty's family reunion. And I thought that was a great line to describe what it's all about. The whole freedom movement coming together once a year to learn from each other, to network and socialize, and to celebrate liberty or what's left of it. So we're very excited about next year. We have a great program, and many of you, since you, I've talked to a lot of you, and a lot of you didn't see the 3-minute video that we had earlier today. So I've decided to show it right now, so let's watch on the monitors for Freedom Fest 10th anniversary next year. So we were pretty excited about holding off this announcement about William Shatner appearing. And as I said this morning, we're hoping it won't be a Trekkie convention, but I think it'll be a little bit more substantial than that. But we're very excited about it. By the way, this video was done by our son Tim, who's a movie maker, and we're delighted to give him a warm surprise. It happens to be his birthday today, so I thought it'd be great to show it. So Tim, thank you very much. Anyway, I want to thank my wife and my wife Joanne, my daughter Valerie, our assistant Mim, and all the staff, Harold's family, all helping. I'd like to thank in particular Terry Brock for being our MC. He did a wonderful job. Let's give a thanks to Terry and everybody else involved, Audie and so forth. It was really a tremendous effort by everyone. And we really look forward to next year. Please invite your friends. We're moving over to the Paris Resort. We have a larger facility, and I think next year we're expecting 3,000 to 5,000 people. So it really is going to be the greatest libertarian party ever. And I look forward to it. And thank you again. And let's look forward to a wonderful evening of dancing and celebration. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark. I want to clear up an issue right now that all of you can trust me. Once again, a piece of fat string. I'm going to tie the ends of this into a square knot. I promise you this is a square knot, not a granny knot. If you're up close, or you were ever a Boy Scout, Girl Scout, you can see clearly that that's a square knot, right? For you folks in the back, it's much easier to see this way, a square knot. Are y'all still with me at all? You know, I don't know if I'm even crazy about you all yet at this point, so we'll just keep moving here, all right? We got to keep moving. You don't want to sit still. That's how Lincoln got it. All right, what we're going to do now... What? Ladies and gentlemen, you all have heard the term ESP, right? You know what it stands for, extrasensory. Everybody knows about it. A 9-year-old kid knows about ESP. It's like a cliche in our society. Some people are spooked out by it. They're mystified. They think it's, scary, and they don't want any part of it. But I believe in it, and I'll tell you why. I have an uncle that's psychic. He knows the exact day, the exact hour that he's going to die. The judge told him. And Earlier today, I had an intuitive feeling. I had a premonition, a hunch, gut feeling. Might have been gas, I don't know. No, it was a hunch, yeah. I was so committed to that feeling that I made a prediction. I downloaded a photograph of a famous person off the internet. I enlarged the photograph. I put it in this envelope, knowing that someone tonight would pick up my thoughts. The envelope is in full view, right here in front of everyone. No switches of any kind, nothing fast or funny. Someone I have not met. I'm going to go front row, right in here. Wave to me. There's a lady sitting like straight back right there. Hi, what's your name? Debbie, have we met before? No. You seem pretty pleased about that. No. My point is this, Debbie. Have we met? We haven't met, right? You have no idea what's getting ready to happen, right? None. Take our word on this, folks. Please don't make this difficult, Debbie. It's so easy. Think of a famous person that is alive as far as we know today. Do not go back in history and think of Abraham Lincoln. He's no longer with us. And do not think of the current president or any other past president. You wouldn't believe how many people say President Obama or whomever whenever I mention Abraham Lincoln. So no presidents, but any famous person that's alive, a man, a woman, or a child, a television star, a motion picture star, movie star, your favorite singer, a comedian, a television personality, a news person, a politician. It can be Charles Manson. Not a good citizen, but a famous person. You see my point? Make this person so famous we would all know this famous person. Thousands of possibilities, because I said all walks of life, man, woman, or child. Debbie, do you have a famous person in mind by now? She says she does. Debbie, I'm committed right here with my prediction. For the first time, Debbie, in a loud voice, please yell out the name of the famous person you are thinking of that you didn't know you were going to think of about 3 minutes ago. What famous person are you thinking of? She said Jennifer Aniston. And I said she could think of television, movies, singers, comedian, anybody. Tell them again, we didn't prearrange this, did we? Because this will look prearranged. Because the photograph of the famous person in the envelope is a photograph of Jennifer Aniston as a baby. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. About 3 weeks ago in Chicago, I did this. Some lady said Michael Jordan. I said, I was ready. Be quiet. Shut up. It didn't matter. Y'all be nice. Hey, everybody, don't take a break. Don't leave. But it's going to be a short little break here on the stage. We're going to have a great show coming up in just a couple of minutes. Hang in there with us. I'll be right back. Don't leave. Thank you. Thank you.